I made a bunch of paper boxes. These are very special paper boxes, but there's no rocket science involved in making a paper box. You would go to sleep if I showed you how I did it. These paper boxes are the Monolith from 2001. 1 by 4 by 9, within a couple of thou. Colored up with that magical black paint that's supposed to absorb all light. So this is the final one of the series. Final but one. Because, dear listener, remember, there's another monolith. It's called the Sentinel, and it was a little pyramid. So we've got 4 layers, my favorite mat board. Sanded all to spit, gummed up with stupid glue, and then sanded some more to make them as square as God will allow. Dropped into a sculpey base. Yet another moon. I don't know, I've lost count. And this little guy is one of my 72nd scale astronauts. I got 4 or 5 instances of the repop of these guys that came from the 60s, and all of the Apollo stuff is going to be this scale. Well, he left his footprints on the moon, and he's on what's becoming more and more the classic base with, white with red. There's the first one. Probably not as perfect. It's got a hickey on the front. And the footprints here are to scale to this one. But, to my eye, they look a touch big. So this was the I just had to do it one. There's the it's perfect. Dun, 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 dun. You know this base. This is one of the 3 bases made for the ATSTs. Well, it's not going to carry an ATST. It's now a gully somewhere in Olduvai 2 million, 4 million years ago. In the book, the monolith is absolutely nondescript black obelisk. 1, 4, 9. The squares of the first 3 integers. No particular significance behind that, but the squares of the first 3 integers down to the molecular distance. And oh, by the way, nobody knows what they're made out of because they can never figure it out. I added several additional layers of wash, a lot of more sand, and hooked it up pretty good there. So I got some beauty shots of it for you. And I'll post the pattern. It's not rocket science. Basically, it's this rectangle with some stuff inside to give it strength. And the secret is the super black paint. I bought a bottle of it for something on the order of $20. Ken Spriggs gave me the secret to the secret. You thin it with water. You can paint it on straight out of the can, which is what I did here, which is foolish because whatever's suspended in there starts to build up. I don't know, for all I know, it's freaking buckyballs. So you thin it just a touch with water, and it cleans up with water, and you brush it on, and it turns out the Paul Harvey side of the story to this mat board is interesting indeed. It's acid free. It's cotton fiberglass. This mat board dyed, I suppose, with a resin matrix and cotton. It sounds like wood. You know, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Sounds like wood, sounds like plastic. That's why I use it so much. So it's going to be inert for quite a while and very strong indeed. This little diversion was a little diversion, and it's one of those things that comes from here and you have to do it. So we'll go from there. It's time. I have to get back to the space station. After all, it's been more than a year, and I owe that to Ken. So the space station being another one of those 2001 things that people don't often realize. And the monolith, I don't know that anybody's bothered, are now in my collection.